Hi guys, welcome back to Catch Up with the Stars only on ETimes. Today I'm at Alaya F's house and I'm super excited to be talking to her about a lot of stuff, and I'm excited to catch up with her in her house today. So let's go talk to her. Hi, how are you? Good. Welcome home. We're with Alaya.
I remember my film came out and I was like, great, life is set, I'm sorted. And then suddenly, the lockdown happened and I was like, everyone's going to forget me, no one's going to remember me. Who really has one film and then doesn't have another one for like, 2 years and still stays even remotely remembered? So I was really terrified. And I was like, instead of being terrified, I'm just going to turn to social media. That time my social media was dead. Nothing was happening on my social media. And I just worked on it a lot, found my identity on there, and I've stuck with it. And luckily people have liked it, thank God.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Catch Up with the Stars. First of all, Alaya, tell me, how does it feel to be called a star?
I was just about to say that when you said, welcome to Catch Up with the Stars. I was like, that feels a little funny. I feel like, right now I haven't done nearly enough to be categorized as a star, but very soon hopefully I will have I have one movie out thanks to the lockdown that has come and disrupted my entire life. But other than that, I'm just excited now. Life is moving forward and I have a whole bunch of releases waiting to come out, so hopefully soon I'll be more settled with that term.
Absolutely. But Alaya, you know what? There's one thing that is very different in you and unique in you, that even if you say that there's been one release, you still have like an army of fans who are waiting to see you like on the silver screen again. And of course, they are catching up with you on your Instagram. You keep posting so much content.
Tell me
about that.
Honestly, Instagram has been such a tool for me during this entire pandemic, because I remember my film came out and I was like, great, life is set, I'm sorted. And then suddenly, the lockdown happened and I was like, everyone's going to forget me, no one's going to remember me. Who really has one film and then doesn't have another one for like 2 years and still stays even remotely remembered? So I was really terrified. And I was like, instead of being terrified, I'm just going to turn to social media. That time my social media was dead. Nothing was happening on my social media. And I just worked on it a lot, found my identity on there, and I've stuck with it. And luckily people have liked it, thank God. And so it's been great since.
But Alaya, I have to tell you, there's so many girls out there who reach out to your Instagram to get some of the makeup tips or to get some other tips that you keep sharing and stuff. So, being an actress, of course, there's so much that you already are doing, and then, having your own identity on social media, that's something which is amazing, what you've been doing. But tell me about it. You're multi-talented, when it comes to, I saw your Instagram highlights, everything says glam AF, artsy AF.
Yes.
So, tell me about that, how does your day look like? What does it happen? Because you are someone who does so much. And I know for a fact that you train also. You work on your craft also, which is brilliant, being this young actress. And of course, I have to ask you other things also, but tell me first.
So, the AF thing started in the lockdown. I realized that my initials were AF and I was like, hey, that could be something fun to play around with.
Cool.
And I was like, let's make something cool out of it. And I sort of, in the lockdown, so I was like, what are my talents? Let's just put it out there. I was like, let's just, I'm not one of those like I have hidden talents. No, whatever my talents are, they're out. And I was like, how can I keep things interesting? What different aspects of me can I show? And I always enjoyed, like even in school, I loved extracurricular activities. That's probably why I have so many hobbies and so many interests and, all of that. That sort of then translated into this now. My life, my day in general, depends on the day. Sometimes I have classes in the day, sometimes I have interviews, and sometimes I don't know, every day differs, and I try to just keep up to date with everything I'm doing. And now I'm sort of playing things by my mood for once in my life. Otherwise it was always about sab kuch karna hai, abhi hi karna hai. And at one point I was like, it's okay to breathe for a second. So right now I'm in that phase of my life where I'm taking everything in a very not pressure way, but more in like I enjoy doing this and I enjoy putting this out and I enjoy going to so and so classes, so I'm going to do that.
Yeah, as you just mentioned, I want to ask you this because this industry, any industry, so to say, it's so full of competition these days.
Correct.
There's everyone doing something, and you feel you must be looking at Instagram only. Everyone's doing something, putting themselves out there, going, socializing somewhere.
Correct.
Socializing and networking is a very big part of the industry.
Fully.
I'm sure you would agree with that. Of course, you are. So tell me that, like, we never see you, so to say, coming out and, socializing or sticking with someone, getting, papped outside. You're an identity of your own, and you're not using that as, something to come out to the audiences.
I have grown up around non-industry people all my life. Funnily enough, even though technically my family is from the industry, but they were never like industry, so I've not really grown up at industry parties or had very many industry friends properly. They've all been like, I'm friends with everyone, like we're social generally, but all my closest friends and all the people I've grown up with over the years that are still my closest friends till today are people that I've known since I was like tiny. And in a way that's really great because it really keeps me grounded. They couldn't care less if I've had one film out or 4 films out, whether all were great or all were flops. They can't be bothered, and that's lovely. And so I feel like in my downtime, my entire life is this industry and this career. So in my downtime when I'm not working, so to say, I enjoy just being around people that remind me of who I am and not what I do. And yeah, so I feel like that's sort of why I'm more to myself. It's not because I'm to myself, it's because I just have friends that are not particularly in the limelight or my general company is such. As for spottings and everything, honestly, I've become a big homebody these days. If I wasn't a homebody, I'll probably be getting spotted more. I don't know, I've sort of just become a very like, because life outside this home is so hectic nowadays.
I know,
being at home is my moment of peace, and so I tend to like indulge in it more now.
But tell me something, Alaya, because you're in the industry and you have so many people probably your age or who started with you or whatever, started before you. Don't you get like this anxiety? Don't you get anxious that, oh my god, oh this one is doing that, oh that one is doing that, okay, I might be doing it, but still, I'm not coming out that much. So do you get anxious sometimes, or how do you deal with that?
For sure. I mean, the anxiety is like a part of this profession. You can't be here and not be anxious because everything is about you, right? You're the product. So what gives me more, the reason it doesn't worry me so much is because I know I have a whole bunch of films that are just waiting to release now. It'd be another thing if I hadn't shot them and I was sitting here saying, I only have one, and then now I'm working to my other. I finished shooting 3 films, they just need to now come out, and many more are about to happen in this year. So that way I'm in quite a relaxing place because I know when life does get hectic, it's going to get very hectic once it starts releasing.
There's a difference between support and promote, right? And your family, so to say, you come from a film family, of course, but your family has always kind of supported you, but never, so to say, outside, in the outside world, kind of promoted you out and out. This is Alaya, she's my granddaughter, this is Alaya, she's my daughter. Whatever, like people do, you know what I mean. But then, how has that been? And that is so amazing because you have your own journey and you have your own path, and here you have your family who's been in the business. I'm sure they know everybody. Like, I'm sure your granddad would be telling you stories of people starting from the scratch and now they're so big, I'm sure, because all of our grandparents have those stories. So tell me about that. Doesn't that sometimes you feel, oh, you might have somewhere helped me out or something?
See, there is an undoubted privilege that comes in when you are from privilege. No doubt about that. No denying that, no escaping that. I'll meet someone because, my grandfather said, please meet my granddaughter and all of that. And I'll meet, they'll meet because, but they necessarily won't give me a film out of that. Or no one did actually. It was all like, yeah, beta, your work is good. I would go with my reel and I'd be like, sir, please see my work, my acting class footage. I edited it with some background music and all, and I made them watch it. And they used to always say, yeah, beta, very good. You're doing well. Just keep doing what you're doing. And then that was it. Like, you never really hear from anyone ever again. But other than that, like, whether it comes out like going out and promoting, or even after a point, even getting me into rooms, even that I was sort of like, I think I want my successes to be my successes and my failures to be my failures. Decision making is one thing that I've never ever taken my family's opinion in. Should I do this movie, should I not do this movie? Never. Because again, if a choice doesn't work out, then it's
your choice.
Yeah, at least it's mine. If a choice does work out, it's mine. Sure. That was very important to me, and I think everyone found it a little weird.
Yeah.
But my family has always been very, very supportive.
Yeah.
So whatever I ask them for, if it makes sense, they'll always say yes. So this was one of those instances where I said, please give me my room to make my own mistakes and have my own successes, and then that's that, and they agreed. And I have a wonderful team that helps me out, of course,
But Alaya, also talking about, your acting, your skill. You've not been an actor who's just jumped into it. I know you've studied in New York, and of course then you came back, and then of course all this happened, and I'm sure you would have done so many auditions. To talk to us about that.
It's actually quite funny, because I really didn't know what it really took to be a part of this industry. So when I went, I studied abroad for a bit, and I did my acting training there. Came back to Bombay. I was very, very aware that I had a lot more training to do. I was a terrible dancer. I could only act in English. My Hindi was really bad. I had put on a little bit of weight. I don't know if I said dancer, but I was a terrible dancer.
Really?
Terrible!
Oh my God, I can't believe it.
Dance was my biggest struggle. Biggest. Out of all of these, dance was my biggest struggle. Massive struggle.
Look at your videos now.
It's been a long journey.
God.
It's been a long journey. Dance was like my weakest point. So I was very aware that I had a lot to work on. And so I just threw myself into classes, lots of training. My teachers were my family and still are my family till today.
And now I'm going to show you the pictures. What you have to do is you have to recaption the pictures, or you have to tell me what you were thinking in that moment.
Okay. I'm very bad at recaptioning, so let's see.
This is the first one.
Oh,
I love her posture and pose in this.
I was in the Maldives, and this was one of my favorite days in the Maldives and in my entire life. We had this private island, and we were there for the entire day, and it was just one of the most, because there was no phone network, no nothing.
Oh, really?
So it was basically like you were stranded on a deserted island. It was so good. I think my retirement plan is to just go off the grid and be on some private island that no one knows about. Literally just go somewhere and just be there for the end of my life. Yeah. Just go crazy, go mad.
Who would you take with you, Alaya?
See, I think one particular person would just drive me mad. So I think I'll just I'll send the coordinates to a few people, and they can keep coming and going.
But maybe your puppy for sure.
My puppy for sure, but I think MJ would just go crazy on the beach. He would just eat all the sand. He's a mess.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next one. Again, this is a beach picture.
Maldives, same one.
What were you thinking? Tell me that.
What was I thinking?
In this pose.
My hair was flying a lot because the wind was going crazy, and I was like, let's make this into a moment. Yeah. So that's exactly what was going on.
And that looks like a model pose, by the way, but she's very smart. Okay, this one.
Best day of my life.
Yeah, the black lady in your hand.
Yeah, this was the moment where I just come back from winning the award, and I just wanted to celebrate, and I was like, oh wait, I should probably post about this. Yeah. So I was like, I need to take a photo, and this is literally on my bed.
Yeah.
I was like, just take it like this. Yeah. And I just lay there. I was so happy. And my friend clicked this photo, and then I celebrated the full night.
Yeah. What did you do? Tell us more about how you celebrate your successes.
This was a big moment for me, because this was a goal that I had set for myself for a long time. And this is what I had worked towards, this moment. And so yes, that night, okay, so actually I didn't tell my family or my parents or anyone that the awards were even happening that night.
Okay.
Because I was like, I don't want extra
pressure,
anticipation to be there. I'm already nervous enough. I don't want to be more nervous that people are also nervous with me.
Yeah.
Then I won. So I took and it was late. It was like 11:30, 12ish or something, when I got into the car and I took a video with my filmfare saying, "Hey guys, guess who just won a filmfare for best debutant? It's me!" And my filmfare was in my hands, and I just sent that video to my mom, dad, and my brother. My mom was asleep by then, poor thing. Okay, she was asleep because they didn't know this was happening, right? My dad called me up immediately. He was like, "Who? You won a filmfare right now?" I was like, "Yeah, I won a filmfare." He was like, "When? Where? It was happening?" I was like, yeah, it's happening. He said, "Was it on TV?" I was like, no, that happens later. It gets telecasted later. And he was like, what? He was like, "Come over tomorrow. We're celebrating," whatever. So I was like, okay. And he was like, he was just in shock. I did that. Then my brother was very excited. He came over. A bunch of my friends who were free at 12 a.m. last minute came over, and my teachers, I called my teachers over, most importantly, to celebrate with. They were also the first 2 people I thanked in my speech. And
Mom.
no, my teachers.
No, talking about your mom.
My mom. So my mom found out the next morning.
Okay.
So my mom, she wakes up very early. She wakes up at like 5 a.m. So at 5 a.m. she sent me, she tried calling, obviously I was asleep, and she sent me a video message of her just crying. She was like, "I'm so proud of you." Whatever, my mom lives in Goa now.
Yeah.
So when I was at my dad's home, my mom flew in and surprised me. Okay. So the second she found out that I had won it, so she sent me that crying video. She went straight to the airport and flew in and came to my dad's place, and then both of them were there just like celebrating with me, and it was special.
And it's a black and white photo.
This moment, I'll tell you. So I was there and I was just again the wind was a problem, which is why I'm holding my hair. And right after I took this photo, the guy of the boat was like, "Oh ma'am, now you can't wear a bikini out," because it was Dubai and we were approaching land, and when you approach land you can't, you have to be a little more covered. So I was like, "Oh, okay." So I was like, "But I took my photo and I ran inside and I put on something." Yeah. The caption is very accurate because it was literally बैठे क्या करे, करना है कुछ काम, because this was during the lockdown and I was very bored, very bored, and I needed to post some content so I could stay active, and I had nothing to post, so I was like, let me just click me right now.
You were anyway बैठे doing your makeup or doing some workout.
I don't know why I was ready, but I remember this being like one of those moments where I was like, okay, I can't think of anything else to do, let's just take a photo.
Well, thank you so much, Alaya. This was so much fun to catch up with you in your house today.
Thank you.
And we wish to see more of you very soon on the silver screen.
For sure.
And of course your Instagram and everything else. And the other things that you mentioned, but you didn't really mention.
Yeah. Lots more coming up. Hi guys, I'm Alaya F and I just did an episode of Catch Up with the Stars on ETimes. Keep watching.